What if the most profound spiritual experiences could be explained by science? For centuries, cosmic consciousness, that boundless sense of unity with all existence, has been spoken of by mystics, philosophers, and saints. Yet now, modern research is beginning to touch what they long described. Science, at last, is catching up to the ineffable. At the heart of this awakening stands Dr. Joe Dispenza, whose groundbreaking work has helped bridge the gap between spirituality and neuroscience. Through his research, teachings, and meditations, he has shown millions that enlightenment is not an abstract pursuit for the few. It is a trainable state of consciousness, available to anyone sincere enough to practice. His courage to merge empirical study with mystical insight has opened a door for humanity to step into direct relationship with the unseen forces shaping our reality. Prepare to have your understanding of existence expanded. We're about to explore how ancient spiritual wisdom and cutting-edge science are no longer separate streams, but a single current flowing toward truth. From the laboratories measuring brain coherence and heart energy to the timeless teachings of the awakened, a breathtaking convergence is unfolding, one that reveals consciousness itself as the bridge between matter and the divine. And so, we begin with gratitude. To the teachers, scientists, and seekers like Dr. Joe Dispenza, who have made this exploration possible, and to the vast intelligence within each of us that is waiting to remember its own cosmic origin. Modern science and ancient spirituality are no longer two separate languages. They are dialects of the same truth. Through the lens of neuroscience, quantum physics, and epigenetics, Dr. Joe Dispenza bridges these worlds, revealing that consciousness and biology are intertwined threads of one unified tapestry. The brain, the heart, and the field of energy surrounding the body are not isolated systems. They are instruments of awareness, tuned to the frequencies of our thoughts and emotions. What mystics once described as samadhi, science now approaches as coherence, a measurable harmony between brain and heart, mind and body. Dispenza has devoted his life to showing that this is not a mystical gift reserved for monks and saints. It is a natural human state available to anyone willing to practice with sincerity. He demystifies the spiritual, translating it into the language of repeatable experience. In doing so, he makes the ineffable accessible, bringing the extraordinary within reach of ordinary people. His teachings invite us to see meditation not as escape, but as transformation. When we enter stillness, we move beyond the analytical mind into the unified field, the realm of pure potential where energy becomes matter. Here, we cease being limited by our past identities and step into the unknown, where all creation begins. This is where the soul and science converge. The invisible intelligence that orchestrates galaxies is the same intelligence that beats our hearts, heals our cells, and responds to the energy of our intention. Each breath becomes an act of participation with that greater field. Each elevated emotion, love, gratitude, joy, tunes us closer to the frequencies of creation itself. The deeper we surrender into this harmony, the more we experience what ancient sages called enlightenment and modern scientists call neuroplastic transformation, the reorganization of the brain and body to reflect higher consciousness. Dispenza reminds us that the path to samadhi, to union with the divine, does not belong to the few. It belongs to everyone. The scientist, the parent, the artist, the skeptic. Each has access to the same inner laboratory. The experiment is simple. Change your energy, and your life will change. The only requirement is sincerity. And so, as you move deeper into this episode, let that truth settle in your heart. You are not separate from the source you seek to understand. You are both the observer and the observed, the scientist and the soul. The same intelligence that governs the stars is waiting patiently within you, ready to reveal itself the moment you choose to look inward. Take this as an invitation, not to believe, but to experience. To go deeper now, beyond information into realization. Because the science of the soul isn't something to learn, it's something to align with and remember as our true nature. When you begin to see yourself as both energy and awareness, a new understanding emerges. You realize that consciousness is not something happening inside you. You are happening inside consciousness. The universe becomes personal, responsive, alive. This is where the science of the soul becomes the art of creation. What once seemed mystical is now measurable, and what was once external becomes intimate. Dispenza often says, "You don't wait for your reality to change to feel elevated. You feel elevated, and reality changes." This is the turning point. To live as the cause, not the effect. To embody coherence rather than chase it. The soul, once hidden in mysticism, now stands revealed as the true architect of experience. And from that knowing, we move naturally into the next revelation. How consciousness itself shapes the very fabric of our reality. Our thoughts and emotions don't simply describe the world, they build it. Quantum physics calls this the observer effect. The act of awareness itself influences what becomes real. Likewise, in consciousness, our inner frequency becomes the seed of our outer experience. Every thought sends a signal. Every emotion tunes the body to a particular wavelength of possibility. This is where science meets the mystical. What we hold within determines what life mirrors back. As Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, your personality creates your personal reality. When we shift from stress, fear, and limitation into states of gratitude, joy, and love, our entire energetic broadcast changes, and the field responds. Take Anna, for example, a corporate professional drowning in anxiety. She began applying Dispenza's meditative techniques, visualizing elevated emotions, rehearsing her ideal self, and quieting the old mental programs that reinforced her stress. Within 3 months, her health improved, her relationships softened, and her sense of meaning deepened. She wasn't forcing outer change. She was becoming a new signal to life. This same pattern has repeated in thousands of others. At Dr. Dispenza's advanced retreats, often with more than 1,200 participants, something extraordinary occurs. People enter deep, coherent states of meditation. Their brain waves synchronized, their hearts radiating measurable electromagnetic order. In that space, spontaneous healings have become almost common. According to Dispenza's own data, out of over 1,000 remote coherence healing participants, nearly half reported full or significant recovery. Tumors shrinking, hearing restored, chronic pain dissolving. Stories once considered miraculous, now documented and repeatable. What changes is the field itself, responding to a unified consciousness vibrating with elevated emotion. This is the core of reality creation. Internal coherence leads to external transformation. When the mind and heart align, the human being becomes a broadcasting station for the divine. The field does not respond to words, it responds to frequency. Gratitude, compassion, and faith are not abstractions. They are literal energetic commands to the quantum fabric of reality. Tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, what inner state do I want to live from tomorrow? Then feel it now, not as a wish, but as truth. For the next 3 days, take one recurring thought of fear or doubt and consciously replace it with gratitude or love. Watch how life rearranges itself to match your new tone. Because the universe does not hear your voice, it feels your vibration. Imagine that your consciousness is the painter and life is your canvas. Each thought, each emotion is a brushstroke coloring the reality you will soon walk into. what picture will you paint today? Beyond the personal lies the universal. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it the quantum field, an invisible matrix of intelligent energy that interconnects all things. Within this field, consciousness is not bound by time, distance, or the body. Each of us is both a receiver and a transmitter of this vast intelligence, our thoughts and emotions rippling through the invisible web of creation. Dr. David Hawkins, the later physician and spiritual teacher, described this spectrum of awareness as the map of consciousness, a calibrated scale that ranges from the dense vibrations of shame, fear, and anger up through the transforming energies of courage, love, and enlightenment. According to Hawkins, every thought and every feeling carries a measurable frequency, and that frequency shapes the very reality we experience. In his research, he found that the simple state of unconditional love radiates with a power strong enough to counterbalance the negativity of thousands of lower energy minds. This is not metaphor, it is energetic law. As we elevate our consciousness, we literally tune ourselves to the higher frequencies of the universe. Dispenza's language of brain coherence and quantum fields mirrors Hawkins's revelations about spiritual evolution. Both point toward the same truth. Inner alignment transforms outer reality. When our hearts are coherent and our consciousness is calibrated toward love, we become conduits for the creative intelligence of the cosmos. Each act of forgiveness, each moment of gratitude, each prayer of surrender moves the collective field closer to harmony. Cosmic consciousness is not a mystical escape, but an embodied realization that our very awareness participates in the evolution of all life. The universe is not something we are in, it is something we are. And when we awaken to that truth, we become what Hawkins called a living blessing, a radiant frequency through which the light of the divine enters the world. The science is only the beginning. The real experiment begins within you. The doorway to cosmic consciousness isn't found in distant galaxies or ancient temples. It's discovered in the quiet, intimate space of your own awareness. You don't need credentials or initiation to enter it. All that's required is sincerity, the willingness to meet yourself honestly with devotion and wonder. To experience higher consciousness, you need no telescope and no priest. You need only your attention, your breath, and a heart open enough to feel. Begin simply. Set aside a few minutes each day to close your eyes and listen inwardly. Let your breath slow until thought itself begins to soften. In that stillness, sense the subtle pulse of the life that animates you. This is not imagination. It is the living field of consciousness that you are inseparable from. Each time you meditate, you strengthen your connection to that field. Each time you choose gratitude over fear, compassion over judgment, presence over distraction, you raise your frequency and shift the reality around you. The journey is not about becoming something greater. It's about remembering what you already are. Read deeply. Immerse yourself in the works of those who have mapped the path before you. Explore Dr. Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Becoming Supernatural, and you are the placebo to understand the science of transformation. Then venture into the timeless insights of Dr. David R. Hawkins. Begin with power versus force. Continue to the eye of the eye and move into I, reality, and subjectivity. These works together form a bridge between measurable energy and divine truth, between the mind that observes and the consciousness that is. As you read, don't just gather information, practice realization. Let every insight become a living truth within you. Apply it in your thoughts, in your relationships, in the way you breathe and speak and walk through the world. Above all, remember that cosmic consciousness is not reserved for saints or scholars. It belongs to every soul willing to wake up to the miracle of existence. So let this episode be more than an idea. Let it be an initiation. Turn inward. Experiment with awareness. Feel the vastness that is already you. Because the greatest discovery you will ever make is not that you are part of the universe, but that the universe is unfolding as you.